up at the derailment site from the 23rd, last Thursday, whatever that date was. I think it was the 23rd. And there are some maintenance away people up here, but I just pulled up as this train was going by, or coming up. And I don't know if they're using the other track yet, but it looks okay. As I was driving up, I came from that direction there. I could see that they laid some panels. The track isn't perfect. It's a little janky down there, but perfectly able to run at walking speed. And it appears that this guy here is operating, I don't know if it's a slow order. My official handy dandy Union Pacific scanner will no longer charge. So I don't have that as a tool to use as far as hearing trains. So I don't know if they have I didn't see any flags or boards for a Form B. So they may just have a slow order. Yeah, he's already picking up speed a little bit. So they may just have a slow order through here. Obviously they do. I saw a loader and a mechanic truck down that way a little ways, and then see there's a backhoe parked. There's nobody on it. And then there's another maintenance away crew up there on the other, around the other side of that curve. I'm going to try to see if I can talk to somebody today here. About the rail, and these guys are not going to give me a cause. They're not going to give me any information that they aren't 100% sure of, so I'm not even going to pry into that. They are not spokesmen, they just work here. So yeah, I'd just like to see how much of the rail was actually damaged, and find out when if they're running trains on the other track yet, when they started. Because all those cars are gone. All the cars that were on the ground are gone. So obviously I wish I could have come back. I'm really sorry I couldn't, but you know, sometimes things are going on in your life that you just gotta tend to. Saw that I had played golf Thursday before I came out here. Then I had a tournament Saturday. Then I had some errands to run Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. We had a costume party at my daughter's house. And then yesterday, this is Monday, yesterday I was at the depot. And you see that it's cloudy. It was like this yesterday too, kind of unexpected. And yeah, I jumped on the Harley and rode up to Tehachapi. It wasn't bad in Bakersfield. It was pretty chilly in Tehachapi on the bike. In the morning, the afternoon, it was okay. But still light jacket weather, even in the afternoon. And I'm in my t-shirt right now. It's a little chilly. I think it's my thermometer on the truck said 50. All right, let's see what else is going on. Okay, we are at CPSP 354 Marcel. During Southern Pacific, the ends of sidings and ends of double track were designated by east and west. This would have been East Marcel. But when Union Pacific took over, they got rid of that. And this would have been South Marcel anyway. But anyway, they just go by the milepost of the CP, or the closest milepost. This, I believe, is 354.2 exactly. But anyway, yeah, a BNSF train lost a wheel coming up the hill, it's my understanding, and took out that guardrail there in the turnout to go to the siding. That's obvious, because that's a brand new one. Yep, 10/23/25. And when the westbound UP came along, that grabbed, and I don't know how far behind the head end the problem started, but at some point one of the wheels caught that and started derailing cars, and they were dragged that away. I was also told that there were 28 cars, and that person wasn't here for the derailment. So he said he didn't know exactly how much rail had been laid over. But yeah, they got everything back up. He said the track is in service, but they haven't used it yet to run any through trains on. And he said they have, this is Monday, and I was kind of surprised to see that train go by a while ago, but he said there's one more coming up, and behind him they have a window. So they will start doing some more work up here. I don't know what they have left to do. All right, here comes the track equipment. There's the regulator. He's waving at me. Oh, I love these guys. And there is the signal maintainer, Cameron. Spoke with him briefly. Not about much, just say howdy, see how things are going. But they are, I noticed, setting a flag up there, establishing their work zone. And this is the spur switch at Marcel, and you can see that it has a new U5 box. And if you look closely there, they just kind of got the wires still. They don't have that done permanent yet. They're just getting everything working. And they have straight railed the switch. You can see there is no switch point on the other side. And they have the switch clamped out of service. I'm sure it's spiked as well, but I'm not going to go foul the track. And they have it straight railed, which means that they have the turnout rail removed from right there at the frog up to the switch point. Oh, guy's backing in. I got to get out of the way. And you can see all the damaged, busted up tie remnants, bent up plates. There's the throw rod. Speaking of the weather, this isn't fog. This is just low clouds. Comes and goes as the clouds move through. And here comes the tamper. And there you get a better shot of how they straight railed all this. They'll put it back together at some point. All right, got a pile of ties over there. I don't know how many, if they've changed any out yet. They haven't changed these ones out. You can see the edges of these ties where they were beat up by the cars. And this is about where I was the other day. The first of the actual cars that had to be completely re-railed, where the rail was rolled over, was just before that curve right there. All right, this should be the last train until this afternoon, according to the information I received a while ago. And this weather kind of hoses the drone project that I'm working on. I've already done the places down below where the sun's still, well, there's no sun shining down there, but where there's no low clouds. So, there's the door open. Two different crews up ahead of me there, or behind me actually, technically. They can report that more easily than I can. You can see about 4 cars. Visibility about, I don't know, 250 feet, something like that. And it comes and goes. As I said, it's low clouds, it's not fog, so as the clouds move along, sight distance changes a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. Hang around up here for a little while. See if it clears up. Yesterday it cleared up about noon. It started, all this started breaking up, and it's what, 11:30 right now, so we'll see. It now, but one of the windows open in that first GPU. Another open door with junk outside of it. Another one open. That one looks empty. That one is not empty. Whole bunch of them. That one's empty. I don't know if it's empty or emptied. See that the visibility has decreased somewhat already just while this train's going by. Western Pacific. I don't know if that's the same one, if they have more than one WP, but if that's the only one, I got to ride in that one during Operation Lifesaver, oh gosh, 2005, something like that, between Fresno and Madera and back. And we are right here's where the first few cars would have been off, as far as the ones that were still on the ground when I left the other day. And I don't see how there could have been all that distance of rail damaged. I could see some, but to have all those cars that had to be re-railed, looked like they put some short pieces of rail in here, but to have that much rail damaged that they would have had to move the cars out of the way to replace. I mean, these guys are good at their jobs and they know how to get things done. But that right there is not new rail over on the other side. I don't know. I wish I could run into one of the guys who was here, but so far the only people I've talked to weren't here. All right, I set up, or down actually, where I was the other day for almost an hour waiting for the clouds to break up. Got down to the visibility, was about 50 feet. I could hear the tamper, but I couldn't see him. So I waited till it cleared up a little bit and drove down just a little ways, and sure enough, he's busy tamping. The regulator there, it was sweeping, but it's kind of sitting there now, waiting for the tamper to move out of the way. Here come the clouds again. The signal maintainer is sitting down there. This first switch is just a few hundred feet down the tracks there. Well, I guess they just got their, they must have just be using track and time on the other track, didn't get a window. I don't know, maybe that's what the guy meant by windows. They were just going to get, this is double track, so give them a window on the number 2 track all day long. And still run trains out here, and I don't know why I even assumed that they would not run trains on this track. see that the clouds have moved back in a little bit. Empty auto racks, as you can see. They must have a, I was gonna say they must have a 10-mile-an-hour up there. This looks like he's gonna come to a stop though. All right, I can hear the DPU back there winding down. So, I don't know what's going on up there, and I'm not gonna drive back up there to see. Well, this guy's been sitting here for quite a while now. I can hear the tamper over on the other side of him, but I don't know what's going on. There may have some tracking time out ahead on single track between Marcel and Cable. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, get down where the clouds aren't so high, and see if I can't get a little more work done on my drone project, and maybe we'll get a bite to eat. All right, well, I'm not gonna push anything. Everybody, I will see you later, and I doubt if I'll come back up here. Didn't really need to, so got a little explanation and a few trains. So, all right. Keep shooting me the ideas. Drop me comments below. Shoot me an email at motorport59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later. I'm going to get ready to leave, and the 1111 powered by our people locomotive is mid-train helper. So there you go.